The observation deck smelled of burnt circuits and regret. I pressed my sensory frills against the viewing portal, watching the human transport vessel drift closer to our station. Its hull was scarred and patched with mismatched panels, screaming desperation louder than any distress signal. "That's him." A girl's voice crackled through the translator, dripping with disbelief. "That's him," I confirmed, my throat sacs deflating with a mix of awe and horror. The human who had broken the Galactic Combat League. The one who made the Chorix warlord weep. 73 consecutive victories. A blood-soaked legend whispered about in conspiracy theories and nightmares. "His name is Jack Brennan," I said, "and he looks like someone who'd rather be anywhere else in the universe." "He doesn't look like a warrior," Krill said, adjusting his optical implants. "He looks like he works in waste reclamation." "Maybe he does," I said. He shambled down the docking ramp with the enthusiasm of someone walking to their execution. His gray jumpsuit was plain, functional. His face held no battle lust, only deep, crushing exhaustion. And something else. Something primal. Something that made my primary spine tingle with recognition. Krill tapped his data slate. Registered occupation. Environmental technician. Previous combat experience. None. Then how? That was the question everyone wanted answered. Brennan moved through customs without fuss, signed forms he didn't read, and walked toward the fighter prep area like it was a mundane errand. Most competitors had fled the corridors. Only a few watched, giving cautious respect predators give to a bigger predator. He didn't acknowledge them, didn't posture, didn't care, just walked till I caught up near the lockers. "Mr. Brennan," I said. He stopped, turned, eyes heavy with fatigue. "Yeah? I'm the station chronicler. I hope to ask a few questions before your match." He turned back to the lockers. "Not interested. The whole sector's talking about your streak," I pressed. 73 wins. Entire species humiliated. "Surely you understand the curiosity." He sighed, a sound that carried all the exhaustion, frustration, and inevitability in the universe. "You want to know why I fight?" "Yes," I said. "Money," he replied flatly. No punchline, no dramatic speech. Just the truth. I fix air recyclers on stations that barely have credits to keep the lights on. My daughter needs medical treatment I can't afford. So I fight. That's it. He pulled a small device from his belt. A hologram projected a small human girl, brown hair, tired eyes, smiling despite the medical apparatus attached to her head. Emma, 9 years old, degenerative neural condition. Without treatment, she wouldn't survive her 12th birthday. I swallowed hard. "And you fight with no training, no experience?" "Correct. How'd I win my first match?" His laugh was bitter. "Luck. Dumb, desperate cosmic luck. I needed the money. Saw an ad. Entered. One match. That's all I wanted. Then the streak just happened. I blinked. You fought legends. You fought unstoppable warriors. Didn't know it at the time. Didn't know I was supposed to be terrified. I just needed the money. And I got lucky. Over and over." And so he walked toward the arena, hands in pockets, shoulders slightly hunched, every step measured. I followed. I had to understand. The walk to the arena felt longer than usual. Brennan moved with that same unhurried pace, nodding to technicians, stepping around maintenance drones, checking his communications link one last time. I settled into the chronicler's booth, where the view was perfect and every angle could be recorded. The arena was packed. Beings from hundreds of worlds, all paying premium credits to witness this spectacle. The human who couldn't be beaten. The legend who looked like a janitor. Lights dimmed. Fog rolled across the arena floor. Somewhere, the announcer's voice boomed. "Ladies, gentlemen, and all classifications, welcome to today's exhibition match. In the challenger corner, 1.8 meters tall, 79 kilograms, record 0 wins, 34 losses, Kroth the Redeemer." From the gate opposite, something massive emerged. A Gorvok, engineered for combat centuries ago. 7 feet of muscle, bone plating, barely controlled rage. This should have been a massacre. And in the champion corner, 1.7 meters, 72 kilograms, undefeated human, Jack Brennan. The crowd erupted. Cheers, clicks, whistles, and howls from dozens of species. Brennan walked forward calmly, like he was entering an office on Monday morning. No flerish, no theatrics. Just measured, confident steps. The referee hovered between them. Standard combat league rules apply. No lethal force. Fight continues until submission, knockout, or referee intervention. Combatants ready? Croft roared, slamming his fists together, pushing himself into a frenzy. Brennan simply nodded. Begin. Croft charged, massive fists swinging like wrecking balls. Brennan moved, just a single step aside. The fist cratered the arena floor where he had been standing. Then Brennan closed the distance, stepping inside Croft's range. No wild strikes, no flashy attacks, just precision. He twisted Croft's arm at a specific joint. A pop. The Gorvok staggered. Pain, not defeat, but enough to destabilize him. Krill, recording beside me, whispered, "He's found a weak point." Already, Croft recovered, fists and knees flying, headbutts following, sheer volume meant to overwhelm. Brennan flowed like water. Efficient, purposeful, every move calculated. Every strike read and neutralized. 30 seconds in, Brennan found it. A tiny hitch in Croft's right knee. Barely noticeable, probably an old injury. Brennan planted his feet, took a glancing shoulder blow, and struck the knee at the perfect angle. The Gorvok went down hard. The crowd went silent. Croft tried to rise. Failed. Counted to 10. Winner. Jack Brennan. Brennan didn't celebrate. He stepped over, offered his hand, and helped Croft to his feet. Good fight. Ice that knee. See a proper doctor. Professional courtesy from a man who had just humiliated a warrior in front of thousands. Later, in the corridor, I caught up with him. His shoulder swelled where he'd taken a hit. "That was dangerous," I said. "Needed the angle," he replied. "Worth the trade. You think like a machine." "No," he said. "I think like someone who can't afford to lose." A chime rang through his suit. Emma's treatment update. Doctor's optimistic. Relief flashed briefly on his exhausted face. Then he calculated. 3 more wins needed, at least. This human, unremarkable gray jumpsuit, carrying the weight of his daughter's life, was something else. Dangerous not because of skill or training, but because of necessity. Absolute, unyielding necessity. The next few days blurred together. Brennan barely rested. The Combat League had fast-tracked his next match, sensing the drama. The crowd wanted spectacle. The betting markets were already exploding. His opponent, Kes Valorum, a Dravik warrior priest. 6 limbs, enhanced endurance, regenerative abilities, a record of 93 wins and 11 losses. Perfect technique, flawless execution, decades of combat experience. No obvious weaknesses. Brennan arrived at the arena, moving carefully. I intercepted him in the prep corridor. "You're hurt," I said. "Observant," he replied. "Cracked rib from the last fight." "It's fine." "No, it's not fine. You could die if you push it." "I have to fight. Emma's next treatment is in 11 days. I need this purse." He pushed past me, leaving no room for argument. Absolute necessity again. The arena was packed. Overflow crowds, remote broadcasts across systems. Everyone wanted to see the human who defied probability. Lights dimmed. Full growth. The announcer introduced Valorum, calm and commanding. Brennan got a roar of approval, but he didn't acknowledge it. Just walked to his marker. Begin. Valorum advanced like liquid mercury. 6 limbs created a deadly web of attacks. Normally, Brennan would analyze, find patterns, and exploit them, but his ribs slowed him. His usual strategy wasn't an option. Instead, he adapted. He circled, defended, survived. Every movement defensive. Glancing blows instead of direct hits. He was buying time. Not to win, but to understand. Seconds stretched into minutes. The crowd murmured. No brilliant reversals. No flashes of genius. Just careful, patient survival. Then Brennan saw it. A fractional delay in Valorum's 3rd left limb. A tiny imperfection, probably an old injury. That small difference was all he needed. He planted his feet, absorbed a glancing blow, and twisted his opponent's momentum against him. Using leverage, physics, and sheer will, Brennan toppled the 6-limbed warrior. The arena gasped. The referee counted. 10. Winner, Jack Brennan. Medical staff rushed him to the scanner. His ribs were fully broken now, muscles torn. Can I fight next week? He asked. Absolutely not, said the doctor. You risk death. I need 3 more wins for Emma's treatment, Brennan said. The doctor hesitated. The stakes were clear. The human wasn't fighting for glory or fame. He was fighting for survival, her survival. Finally, the doctor agreed to stabilize the ribs with synthetic bone reinforcement and pain blockers. Brennan would fight, injured, risking catastrophe. For him, the rules didn't matter. The odds didn't matter. Only the outcome did. Only Emma. Over the next 3 days, Brennan's training and recovery overlapped. He pushed his body further than it should have gone. The combat league saw opportunity. The audience saw legend. And Brennan saw necessity. Every calculated strike, every step, every punch designed to keep winning, keep buying time. Fight night arrived. Brennan, still recovering, entered the arena with the same gray jumpsuit, the same weary eyes. But now every step carried pain and resolve. His opponent, Rex Thorne, a Calvari duelist. 6 limbs, natural armor, enhanced reflexes, 112 wins, only 8 losses. Perfect combat technique, centuries of species-specific training. No pattern, no weakness, no chance that Brennan's cracked rib throbbed with every movement. The audience held its collective breath. Every being in the arena could sense what was coming, a showdown that should have been impossible. Begin. Thorne moved like flowing mercury. 6 limbs striking in perfect rhythm, a machine built for dominance. Brennan couldn't analyze fully. He couldn't afford his usual wait and observe strategy. Instead, he adapted. Defensive, circling, surviving. Glancing blows, minimized exposure. Every strike absorbed with careful precision, despite the pain. He wasn't winning. He was living through it, learning on the fly, calculating angles, timing, and momentum. Seconds dragged. The crowd began to murmur. The human who had never lost looked mortal. Even his usual calm precision seemed impossible under the strain. Then Brennan found it, a tiny imperfection in Thorne's third left limb. Fractional, maybe an old scar interfering with timing. Brennan adjusted instantly. He took a glancing hit across his shoulder, rotated, and used Thorne's own weight against him. The Calvari stumbled. Momentum disrupted. Balance lost. Brennan twisted, leveraging physics and his own body to topple the superior opponent. The crowd gasped. Silence. But Thorne recovered, relentless. 6 limbs struck again, pressuring Brennan. Each had a reminder of human limitations. Brennan's body screamed. Pain radiated from every fracture and bruise. Then, he pulled the holographic projector from his pocket. The image of Emma, smiling despite her medical apparatus. His exhaustion burned away. Pain didn't matter. Injuries didn't matter. Only necessity remained. He stood. Fully, eyes blazing. Brennan abandoned caution. Not analyzing. Not calculating. Fighting as a father. Unpredictable, desperate, unstoppable. Every strike wild. Every move unorthodox. Every hit a statement. I cannot lose. The Calvari, trained for centuries, looked uncertain. Brennan used every ounce of strength, every angle, every desperate maneuver to seize control. Then, finally, it happened. A wild, chaotic grapple. Brennan lifted, twisted, threw Thorne with sheer determination. The arena floor cracked under the force. Both fighters collapsed, gasping, exhausted beyond reason. Referee counted. 10. Winner, Jack Brennan. The crowd erupted into chaos. Cheers, clicks, howls, whistles, a chorus across 100 worlds. But Brennan didn't celebrate. His hand clutched the projector. Emma's face reminded him why he fought. Medical staff rushed in. Brennan's ribs, muscles, everything were at their limit. But he smiled faintly. 1 more win, maybe 2. That was all that mattered. Emma's treatment depended on it. I filed my notes in awe. I'd witnessed something beyond legend, beyond skill, beyond luck. This was pure human necessity, raw determination, and love forged into a force no training, no armor, no perfection could match. Brennan wasn't a warrior. He was something else entirely, a man who fought because he had to, and in that he became unstoppable. The arena emptied, leaving Brennan slumped against the medical scanner. Every rib, muscle, and tendon screamed in protest. He was broken, but alive. Medical teams swarmed, stabilizing what they could. Brennan's eyes, however, were focused on one thing. The holographic projector in his hand, Emma's smiling facepoint 3 days later. Dr. Holix Vaughn sent the report. Emma's fifth treatment had worked. Her condition was improving faster than expected. Relief hit Brennan, but exhaustion pulled him under. He lay in recovery, monitoring schedules, planning the remaining fights. His body demanded rest. His mind demanded preparation. Every move was calculated. Every win now mattered more than ever. I visited him during rehabilitation. Brennan pushed through therapy with grim determination. "Come to document the broken human?" he asked. Not looking up. "Respect," I said. "You've earned it." Brennan finally smiled, a real, tired but genuine smile. "Emma's doing well. Only one more treatment, maybe. That means 2 more wins, maybe 3 to be safe." He didn't fight for glory. He didn't fight for fame. He fought because it worked, because each victory meant time. Time for his daughter to live. Time for hope to exist, he explained, quietly but clearly. "I don't do it for pride or recognition. I do it because I'm good at solving problems. Engineering taught me how to identify weaknesses and adapt. Combat is just a system like any other. Emma's illness is a system. Money is the solution. Fighting provides the money. Therefore, fighting is the tool I use to solve the problem." The galaxy had seen countless warriors, beings who trained for honor, duty, and glory. But Jack Brennan was different. Not a warrior in the traditional sense. A father, a problem solver, a man who refused to quit when everything depended on him. In 11 days, he would fight again, and he would win. Not because he was the strongest or the fastest or the most skilled, but because some things cannot be risked, cannot be lost, and demand absolute necessity. His legend wasn't built on training, tactics, or luck. It was built on love, desperation, and the refusal to accept defeat. A human who fought not for himself, but for something irreplaceable. Something worth every bruise, every broken bone, every impossible victory. And as Brennan prepared for the next fight, as Emma's treatments continued, one thing was certain. He would keep fighting. He couldn't afford not to. The true story of Jack Brennan wasn't in the victories or the streak. It was in the human heart that refused to surrender, and that made him the most dangerous fighter in the galaxy. Not because of skill or talent or luck, but because he had something worth fighting for.